Okay.
I remember learning about this, that, I remember learning about this, oh heck, I forgot. Oh, right, okay. That there's a paradox behind this, that self-satisfaction, in order to attain self-satisfaction, you have to give up the idea of self-satisfaction and try to satisfy Krishna. So it's like, you know, we're thinking, how can I get this? How can I get that? How can I become this way? How can I become that way? The real way to do that is to just stop that and start to think, you know, how can I serve Krishna? How can I give to Krishna? How can I make my life, direct my life, so that I increasingly learn to serve as my life progresses. That's like the real chance that we all have to understand. You no longer need to think about how to satisfy you, but you simply have to learn to think how to satisfy Krishna, how to satisfy your gurus. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. 19. Mudha grahena atmano hidaya kriyate tapa parasyo sadhanatham va tattamasam dharmitam dadhadyam diyaddanam diyate nupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam sattikam sritam yatu pratyupakaratam Palamudishya Vapuna Diyate Cha Parishristam Tadvanam Rajasam Shrutam.
That austerity which is performed with dubious intent, causing self-torture or meant to harm others, is known as austerity of the nature of ignorance. The gift which is given without expectation of return, with the conviction that it ought to be given at an appropriate place and time, and to an appropriate recipient, is considered to be of the nature of goodness.
A gift, different gifts.
So now we're moving into charity from austerity.
Otherwise, the gift begrudgingly given in expectation of gaining something in return, or with a desire for a reward, such as the attainment of heaven, is considered to be of the nature of
passion. Asakritam avagyatam tattamasam udahritam Om tatsadiki nirdesho brahmanastri vivasmita brahmanasthena vedascha yagyascha hitata pura tasmano mityudahritya yagyadana pravakriyah pravadante vidhanokta
The gift given disrespectfully and scornfully to an unworthy recipient at an improper place and time is considered to be the nature of ignorance. The scriptures say that the words Om Tat Sat indicate Brahman, the Supreme Spirit. At the time of the universal manifestation, the Brahmanas, the Vedas, and sacrifices were manifested by these three words. Thus, the followers of the Vedas always utter the syllable Om, representing Brahman, the absolute, to initiate their prescribed duties of sacrifice, charity, and austerity.
Really nice. Coming into this divine sound vibration in which all these things are done as an offering to the divine flame. Then this is like a whole nice, beautiful conclusion.
I remember that many times, maybe all the time, I forget, that when our gurus like write an introduction or some paper or something, they always finish with Om Tat Sat in their name. You know, so it's not our main mantra, but this is important to remember and, you know, understand that combination of Sanskrit words is a representation of the Supreme Spirit. Ultimately, Brahma, here indicated as Brahman, but we have to remember that always there behind Brahman ultimately is Krishna. So when it says Brahman, here it says Guru Maharaj has indicated the Supreme Spirit, who is ultimately Krishna.
Yeah.
So whenever there's some indication of Brahman, we may understand that this is the, you know, kind of the impersonal energy that surrounds the material energy. But ultimately, the source of that Brahman is Krishna himself. So when there's some indication of Brahman, the automatic inference that's there, it should be very clear and direct, is that Krishna is the source of Brahman. So we don't just consider Brahman alone, we understand the reality of that, but we understand the higher reality that Krishna is the source of Brahman.
Which he said about 2 chapters ago.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that you
Correct.
can't really operate in life without doing sacrifice, austerity, and charity. And what Krishna's saying here is, you need to recite Om Tat Sat when you begin to perform sacrifice, austerity, or charity. And what does that mean? I'm a unit of consciousness, Jai Mahaprabhu. It means you're constantly coming back to the proper understanding of what's happening. I'm a unit of consciousness navigating a world that is ultimately based on spirit. Right? That's what's happening. So I'm about to engage in this activity, but I'm coming into like memory, right? I'm a conscious unit navigating a world of consciousness. Spirit means consciousness in the end, right? That's what's happening. So don't get all twisted up by the phenomenon in your like little mental interpretation. Begin to enter your practice of sacrifice. Begin to enter your practice of austerity. Begin to enter your practice of charity. Om Tat Sat, like, oh, right. There's a conscious transaction that's about to happen here. Not like some other kind of like, you know, mentality. Refer to spirit.
Jai.
Okay.
Is it 25 now?
Did you read 24 also?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Om Tat and then Sat. Vad ityanavi sandhaya palamudaya tapakriya dana kriyasya vidha kriyante mokshakankshivi sabhave sadhubhave cha savidyetat prayujate prashaste karmani tatha sachabda bhaktiyujate yajye apasasane cha sthiti sadhiti chojate karma traiva tararthiyam sahityeva vidhiyate.
Persons aspiring for liberation utter the word Tat, representing Brahman, the Absolute, to invoke the performance of various acts of sacrifice, charity, and austerity without motivation for the results. O Partha, the word Sat, representing Brahman, the Absolute, indicates the truth and persons dedicated to the truth. Therefore, the word Sat is uttered to invoke the performance of auspicious activities. The word Sat is said to indicate the eternality of sacrifice, austerity, and charity. And action for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord is called Sat, truth.
Wow.
Jai.
Hang on. Okay.
Ashradhaya hudam dattam nahastadam kritam chayad asadichyuchyate partha
Nachatatrityano viha
Sri Mahabharati Sahasrayam Samhitayam Vayasikyam Bhishma Bharani Srimad Bhagavad-Gita Supanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samhade Shraddhaya Vibhage Yoga Okay, 28.
O Partha, sacrifice, charity, and austerity, or any action performed without faith in the Supreme is known as asat, or untruth. Such works cannot bring an auspicious result, either in this world or the next. End of chapter 17, the three types of faith. From the conversation of Sri Krishna and Arjuna in Srimad Bhagavad-Gita Upanishad, the yoga scripture of transcendental knowledge in Bhishma Parva of Sri Mahabharata, the holy scripture revealed by Srila Vyasadeva in 100,000 verses.
Hare Krishna. So this refers back to the most important thing, and this is again something emphasized by Srila Sridhar Maharaj. You should not perform any action without reference to your faith. Everything should always be in reference to your faith. That's your ideal. Everything in your day should be in reference to your faith. That's how you make progression. You should perceive what's coming toward you through the lens of your faith and give out back to it through your faith. And that ideal, ultimately, that's been given us by Guru is what Maharaj just said. This is coming to me from Krishna, and I'm giving back to Krishna. That's it.
When you say like,
Even if it's difficult, you have to perceive this is coming to me from Krishna, and my interaction back is not for the interaction back. It's, oh my Lord, here's my offering to you. Go ahead.
when you say like with reference to your faith, you know, like you talk about like, oh, I lack faith, but you're really talking about I lack faith in God. Like I'm misplacing my faith, right?
Yes.
You know, so like with reference to your faith is like with reference to like cultivating faith in Krishna, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, to me, I like the word that Guru Maharaj used because, again, we're trying to translate a conception here. And in English, maybe at one time it meant this, but currently what somebody means by faith right now is not that thing. Mm-hmm. So Guru Maharaj would also use the word ideal, right? It's this thing I want to become.
Yeah.
Or Krishna said, you are what your faith is, right? So you're a being in motion. You're a being in a process of becoming. Your story's not written, right? You're in a process of becoming. So how do you navigate a journey of becoming? What are you becoming? That has to be thought about. You're becoming something right now. Either you're consciously becoming something, or you're becoming something because you're swept away by it, right? So if you're not thinking about what you're becoming, that's the level of faith that you have, right? And when you have a high ideal of becoming, that's the faith that you're moving toward. And that's the faith that you have in you, right? Right? That's that faith that's drawing you. That's that faith that's coloring every experience coming in, and that faith of your output out, right? That is what ultimately gives you motion. So, I mean, you know, people who are within this world, they have some worldly ideal, right? They're like, I want to be the best basketball player ever. That's going to color everything. That's going to color what they eat. That's going to color what time they wake up in the morning. That's going to color, they're going to go to the gym and shoot baskets for an hour and a half before class at 6:30 in the morning or whatever it is, because it's like, I want to become that,
That's
right?
why you do stuff you do. I never figured that out.
What? Well, that's why I
I'm
did what I
joking.
did.
I'm joking.
Well, no, but it's like they're actually acting according to an ideal, a faith, right? There's a self that they want to be at some point in the future, right? And so to have a deeper, richer idea of what that is as a soul, and then to bring that into your practice of austerity, charity, and sacrifice, which is what you're doing every day anyway. And have that be a progressive motion. Like Guru Maharaj says, when you bring that into your life, every single day and every moment will be progressive for you. And he says, every circumstance and situation in your day will be advancing you. Because if you really truly perceive the truth, which is actually the truth, that Krishna, you hear something. Oh, Krishna wanted me to hear that. You see something. Oh, Krishna wants me to see this. Oh, you experience something. You're in a circumstance. You're in a situation. You meet somebody. Oh, Krishna wants me to meet this person. And you always think, oh my Lord, what is my service? What's my service? What's my service? What's my service? It's like wonderful. You know, if you can have like a few moments in the day where you're actually starting to perceive that in every way. And the other thing that happens is that the whole world comes alive. I mean, I can say there's moments just in practicing this where I felt like, oh my God, I'm perceiving like everything. Like every leaf and every sound and like everything is like, when you think that, oh, Krishna wants me to be here, it's like insane, like these sort of flashes that happen. Anyways.
Anyway, I think, sorry, these experiences, oh heck, I forgot, go ahead, Shirley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, I mean, it was just one more thing that I thought, that because Srila Guru Maharaj was saying, it was Srila Prabhupada, he was saying, faith does not mean belief. It means you can see something. And then, so you think, well, faith, what is it? Because we're being shown something by the plane of grace coming from Guru and Gauranga. Then the ideal comes to come to that thing. So that's also where we're saying Shraddha Bindu Diya.
Yeah.
Like, show me this land of reality that I may aspire for that. Otherwise, it has to be coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
That is our potential because we are units of faith. But the ideal of that, the reality of that is shown to us as an ideal, and suddenly we say, yes, I see that. I want to go there.
Yeah, Guru Maharaj also used the example of a lighthouse in the ocean. Like you're in this ocean of consciousness, you don't know which way's up, which way's down, you're getting tossed and turned by waves. And all of a sudden there's a lighthouse. He says like the sadhus are like a lighthouse. Where all of a sudden like now you have something to navigate around. That's reliable.
Haribol.
Mars, did you?
I wish.
Well, we'll hear it.
It's in there.
Soon.
It'll come up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hari Hari, who wants to sing?
Which page?
60.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishnavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita